I'm James Munyoki, a sports reporter, and here today with me is a sports analyst. So if you would kindly please introduce yourself first.
By name, I'm Kyoko Kelvin, and I'm a sports analyst.
Okay, Kyoko. So can you share with us your journey as a sports analyst?
Okay, I've been so passionate about sports since I was in primary school when I was very young, and even in high school, I played a major role in playing games like football, volleyball, basketball, and also I've closely followed major leagues like the Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, and so on.
Okay, so Kyoko, how did your parents take this? Like you expect like sometimes the parent will maybe be concerned that his son maybe some of his passions or something like maybe his careers that they might contradict with maybe the education or they may get in the way of his education.
Okay, generally, the parents have supported me regardless of sports, and I've ensured that I've balanced sports and education because majorly on weekdays I would take an opportunity to go and study, but majorly on weekends I will go and focus on sports. So they have exactly they have followed my trend, and they have helped me in improving my skills in sports.
Okay, and can you share with us, some of the current technologies in the world of sports?
Okay, I will talk about two technologies like the introduction of VAR and the goal line technology, and this has promoted a lot of fairness in the game plan and gameplay.
Okay, and how do you think these technologies maybe have been put in place in our country, or what's the state of our country in terms of as long as sports are concerned?
In our country, we've not seen a trend where we've introduced these technologies. On the sports sector, we would recommend that they introduce this technology, majorly on VAR and the goal line technology, which will ensure that there is a lot of fairness in the gameplay, and then will ensure that we get good results in the game and will solve conflicts that will arise in the field.
Okay, Mr. Kelvin, do you think that our country is capable of implementing these technologies in our country?
Yeah, the government is able, and what should be done is actually ensuring that in this sports sector we introduce people who are talented in sports before. We talk of major sports, major guys who played a key role in sports. We introduce them to those offices so that they give their views on sports. So they will work because they know what the sports sector needs them to do.
And how do you think our country will be able to pull this through, especially when we have seen incidences of whereby our athletes, footballers, or our rugby players are stuck at the airport due to lack of funds for their transport?
Okay, we would recommend that the government will take an initiative of coming up with an idea to budget adequate finances into the sports sector, and this will ensure smooth running of activities in the sports sector.
Mr. Kelvin, can you walk us through your process of analyzing a game? The key factors that you consider?
Okay, in analyzing a game, we look at general statistics of the game like possession, look at things like defense setups. For instance, like a team like Manchester United, if you look at towards the end of the season, they have had some issues with the defense line. They have lacked key players, so that made them concede a lot of goals. So they have not been clinical towards the end of the season.
And then how do you evaluate the performance of a manager or a coach in a game or a season?
Evaluating the performance of a coach in a season or in a game, we look at positioning of the players. For instance, you would wish to change your defense line in respect to the opponent that you are playing. So if one was a right back, they would proceed into the midfield, or if one is a left back, they would play the role of being a right back or a center back. So the players must have a rotation movement. This helps them to become more clinical in the game.
secondly, which footballers currently do you think are most impressive and why?
Most impressive players here in Kenya, I would talk of Michael Olunga, who is in Al Duhail. He has been very clinical in scoring. He has a high conversion of scoring goals in different matches. And you know, the league is very competitive. That shows us that he is working towards his goal of being a striker. In the Premier League, I would talk of a player like Martin Odegaard. He has been exemplary in the midfield of Arsenal. So we have seen him create more chances in the midfield, and that's why you find Arsenal has scored a lot of goals in this season.
Okay, and how would you say about a player like Kevin De Bruyne?
Kevin De Bruyne is a clinical player. He has a mindset in soccer where we've seen him create big chances, and he creates chances and he also scores. So he plays many roles in that midfield. He would play as an attacking midfield and also create chances in conversion of goal scoring.
And how would you evaluate a coach like Michael Arteta, who managed to maintain the pressure and keep it on Pep Guardiola till the end of the season?
Arteta was a good coach. We can say that because he has a good team. Arsenal was a good team, but what they messed up with was they underrated some main matches, like the match against Fulham, that made them lose. So in losing that match, it was a key match for the title race. So that made a decrease in the points. And then coach